This gentleman is that as a young Kenyan who's now not very young anymore, who probably has had a more illustrious struggle in this country's democratic transformation than he ever will. As Kindiki reminded him, he was a lecturer when he was stealing meals and relief food. I was also fighting the Moi regime, serving as a commissioner, when he was serving as a district commissioner or a district officer. And by default or design, somehow his brother's death ushered him into member of parliament. And then by accident, as vice president, a mistake that Omar has already corrected early in the day. His constant incitement for violence or creating a theater to incite violence must stop.
Yes.
Hii nchi si hapa peke yako. We're now getting fed up with you trying to condition the country because you think you have some ethnic base somewhere, preparing it and inciting it for violence. You have done it repeatedly over this electionary period. Every time you have an issue, you threaten of consequences of 2027 based on past experiences. I want to assure you, yesterday you asked youth between 18 and 35 to show up at Siakago. Not even your own son between that age showed up. That shows you that your fallacy has now become something of public authority, which people have taken cognizance of. I want to tell you, we were in the opposition with you. We lost gruesome elections in Kapochai, in London, here in Naivasha. We never at one time threatened anybody with violence. We never at one time threatened anybody with the consequences of the 202 post-election violence. I think the public has spoken. To a large extent, the public rejects your call for violence and intimidation. Today, I visited a lot of marginalized areas. I went to Turkana. I saw people who have never seen anything but war. War in the north, war in the west. I went to West Pokot. I saw people whose security is their biggest concern. And you think you're brave because you say when you don't have Omar. It is, if that were to be true, it is your father who's Omar, not you. You yourself, the district commissioner, stealing things and relief. You have no credentials anywhere that has tested your courage or your bravery in terms of executing public agenda. So my advice to you is to tone down. It will not be as easy. I am the one who has taken it upon myself because I know how reckless, how skewed, how unobjective you are to respond to all your letters. You write to the IG, I will respond. Because I don't want to put these offices into the mud that you like to put people into. You write to the commissioner, IBC, I respond to you. Because UDA knows you better than anybody else. So we're asking you to cease and desist. We will not allow you, Reggie, or Kawamunioro, to mess this country out. You should stop threatening people with violence all the time. The monopoly of violence is only and only with the state. And at this stage, this government has a duty to protect. It will protect the lives and properties of all Kenyan citizens. It will not allow you to replay the theatrics of June of 2024 and June of 2025. You must stop. The public has spoken. The overwhelming majority of this country has rejected your message. savagery, what an auxiliary of colonial divisions, because you carry the same ideology of divide and rule. So it's time that you stop your violent approach or your call for violence. Every other time you are threatening this government, you are threatening this country with violence, because even that Mlima has demonstrated to you it is not subservient to you. Gallant sons and daughters of that Mlima have demonstrated with you that they don't agree with you to a large extent. Professor Abraham Gigoreki, the Deputy President, Cecily Barrere, Kimani Shu, and other gallant sons of that region. So, and the second one is to stop threatening and intimidating democratic institutions of this country and constitutional commissions and institutions. You picked on a little girl from Hassan, from Lamu. I have been very hesitant to react to that. Don't you be deceived that Fahima or Ekacom will be intimidated by you. They don't bear any allegiance to us. We hope and urge them to conduct their mandate with utmost diligence, with utmost independence, as per the constitutional role of their offices. But when you try to threaten them and profile them socially, don't you think that you will achieve those aims? A man of his caliber picking and casting aspersions on a 31-year-old young woman who has bust the banks of marginalization and stereotyping to become vice chair of the IBC, then a man with no wit, no wisdom, no focus, no vision, casts aspersions on her and tries to profile her. So I'm asking all independent commissions and all institutions of government not to fall into the intimidation and the ploys of this gentleman. It's his characteristic way. Alisema usiguze mlima, kamgusa, atugusa mlima tukigusa yeye. Hivi, sikaenda hospitali. So, fall not in this prayer of intimidation. All institutions must carry out their job as per the design of the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. They must not be intimidated by this perennial gambler characteristic, mode of attack. He had imagined that he was a bigger than life kind of person, constantly intimidating the police, intimidating the judiciary, intimidating the IBC. Even as we were in the opposition, I do not recall of any significant intimidation that any of us had on institutions of government. We were in Kabuchai, we were in London, we participated in Msangweni. At no time did we accuse institutions of any foul play. The fellow has made it his business to pick and profile people. I think as a government, and I speak also as the appointed or the party appoints government or nominates its government, that it is, again, stop this intimidation. I think moving forward now, we'll have a slightly serious approach to these kinds of reckless individuals. I think the most indefatigable leader of the opposition we had was Raila Odinga, and we saw Raila to build institutions to protect democracy. This one is trying to break down these institutions and intimidate in the country all the time. When you see DCP, you see ethnicity. These are fringe little parties. Waipa, mepata kiti kamoja hapo Mbini North. Kamerani kila mahali mepata kazi. Me, I've grown. I used to be Waipa Secretary General. It's difficult to grow. I also myself if you build that. Mepata katika kiti yake kamoja. He's held people captive in the quest for his ambition. mmoja huyo Matiang'i naye amepata kwao ati hawataki kumlet down ili aweze kuja kunegotiate kwa president. Sasa wewe unajengwa na ukabila, alafu sisi tuko accept kama national president. The person who's always on the social media insulting us is some young gentleman who's a member of parliament. Akatwambia hiyo 900,000. Sasa sisi pia tuko wengi kuliko hiyo. Ndio mimi nikiandish zile community zangu. Nataka kusema sisi ni wa Kenya. Tunataka tu negotiate national agenda. Na tunataka tunataka tupige hesabu hiyo. Kama ingepiga hesabu hiyo hakuna mahali kwa jamaa tena. Itakuwa kama ile Nyachae tu. Ndio tu. Watu wengi kumenipale kuhusu stadium. Hata sisi kwa kupiga kelele umetakuwa hapo kwa stadium moja. Kenya ndio watu wengi. So you know these are village parties. But katika UDA, so unaona nini? Una hope you've been drawing this map au mtachora nini kama media? Some of you are graphic designers. Again, kwa front page, kesho you know you have all the results. Ile nchi kwa yellow. Na pale iko yellow iko topic zetu kwa orange. Alafu pia mweke pale hii discipline kana white. Wake up. Alafu mwangalie vile itakavyoonekana. Because you guys are also graphic designers. Unatuweka kwa vitabu all the time. So now you should graphic design. Why do you change to patriotic? So mweke. These people, you should be told that this city doesn't pay. Those who are not with the rest of Kenyans, like, as we approach this transformation agenda in the elections, you'll be out in for a long time. Kenyans will be very unforgiving. The people who constantly think that you need to push your tribes with ili aje awapatie opportunities. Sasa kama nyinyi mnafikiria mkipigia Matiang'i ndio utapata mambo yenu. Sasa kwani sisi ni mafala? Wape ili mtunyanyase. You must make a national agenda. Your candidate who's affiliated got 1,000 votes in Manisa. So, in the Manisa parliamentary election. So it's small pockets of ethnically incited electorates. And that's why William Ruto and the left Raila Odinga were urging for this broad coalition to be able to foster a broad and a united Kenya. And we want some of you to come in. Like this is a bit personal, I have to say it. You know, like the Magarini man, that was our candidate. We asked him politely that in the